Have you ever sat in a meeting that could have been an email? Let's build an app that shows exactly how expensive a meeting is, for real. By the end of this video, you will build your own meeting cost calculator iOS app built with Claude plus SwiftUI in under 20 minutes. Hey everyone, I'm Amir, and this might be the most useful little app we've ever built yet. Here's the idea. Meetings cost money. Every minute your team is sitting there, salaries are ticking. Big companies try to estimate it on spreadsheets. We will build a clean, visual iOS app that tracks it live. We will use Windsurf to handle the typing, Claude as the AI engine behind it, and we will handle the thinking, the logic, the structure, and polish. Let's get started. Open Xcode and create a new project. Make sure it's an iOS app. Click Next. Give it a name. We're gonna call it Meeting Meter. Select your team, your organization identifier, interface SwiftUI, language Swift. I've explained the whole thing, how you can create a new project in a separate video below. Feel free to watch it. And then you click Next. Then I will create it on the desktop, but feel free to choose a custom path that you like. And as you see, it will be created here. Then we open the project in Windsurf. So we open Windsurf and we close the previous project. We go to open folder. We open the project that we just created, Meeting Meter. We authorize the authors. And as you can see, it opens the exact project folder. We navigate to content view.swift and we open the cascade sidebar by clicking here. So today's build has three separate parts. Data model for attendees plus salaries, timer logic that calculates cost per second, a beautiful real-time UI with start, pause, and reset buttons. All right, let's get started. So the first prompt we're going to be typing in is create an attendee struct conforming to identifiable and codable with ID, name as string, salary per year as double, add a computed cost per second property assuming 2,000 working hours per year, which is equivalent to 7,200,000 seconds. And before I run this, I wanted to quickly explain what identifiable and codable is. Identifiable is a protocol in Swift that gives a type a unique identifier, making it easier for the system to manage and track individual instances. Codable is a protocol for easily converting data from a native Swift type to and from an external format like JSON. The two can be combined, for instance, to uniquely identify items in a list while also sending the data over a network. So we're gonna hit enter and wait for Claude Sonnet to do its thing. And just as a reminder, we are using Windsurf as our agent and we are using Claude Sonnet 4.5 as the AI model behind it that actually does the work. So it created an attendee Swift file, a struct with an ID as UUID, a universally unique identifier, which is identifiable, and name as which is a var as string, salary per year as double, and it also initializes that with the default values. So yes, so we're gonna accept that. So basically each attendee has an annual salary and we will convert it to seconds so we can easily keep track of the cost. Next, we're gonna create a view model for real-time cost. Create a MeetingViewModel class conforming to observable object. Add published properties, attendees as attendee, is running bool, elapsed time double, total cost double, include start, pause, and reset functions and update cost functions. Use a timer that updates every 0.1 second while running, adding attendees cost per second to total cost. Just a quick review of what a view model is. What is a view model? Think of a view model as the brain behind your SwiftUI screen. It stores the data and handles the logic that your UI needs, but it doesn't worry about how things look. For example, in your meeting cost calculator, the screen or the view shows a list of attendees, a total cost number that updates every second. The view model is what actually keeps track of the attendees and their salaries, runs the timer, calculates the total cost in real time. The view just shows what the view model tells it. So when the view model's data changes, the view updates automatically. And what is an observable object that we mentioned here? An observable object is a special SwiftUI type that lets the view watch for changes. When you mark your view model as an observable object, you're basically saying, hey SwiftUI, if anything inside this view model changes, please update the screen. And what does addPublish do? Inside your view model, you mark properties like these. addPublished var total cost double equals to 0. That means whenever total cost changes, tell the view to refresh. So the view doesn't need to manually ask, hey, what's the new total? SwiftUI automatically updates it every time the data changes. And finally, why do we need a view model here? Without a view model, your timer logic and data would be live inside the view, and SwiftUI views are supposed to be simple and stateless. They should just describe how the screen looks. By putting all the thinking, such as timers, math, persistence, inside the MeetingViewModel, you keep your code organized, testable, and clean. In one sentence, the MeetingViewModel, which is an observable object, is a data manager that your SwiftUI view observes. When the view model's data changes, your view automatically stays in sync. No manual updates needed. So now that we know what this whole prompt means, we're going to go ahead and tap enter. And we're going to wait for the magic. Alright, so it's creating the MeetingViewModel exactly as we asked it to, with all the functions, start, pause, reset, and update cost. So we're going to go ahead and accept all. What we basically did is that we asked the AI to write the time loop for us. We will cap the timer at 10 times per second to stay smooth but battery friendly. Well done. Next we're going to create the UI, which is the list plus the control bar. So we're going to ask the AI to build a SwiftUI view with a list of attendees showing name and salary, buttons to add and remove attendees, a large total cost label updating in real time, play, pause, reset controls at the bottom, use state object for view model, show cost formatted as currency with 2 decimals. So this is where things are going to get exciting. So it's directly editing our content view Swift file. We're going to patiently wait. Boom. Okay, let's see what it did. Some stacks, deleted the default code. Amazing. All the buttons that we asked for and everything else. Formatting the currency and formatting the time. Adding attendee functions and removing them, dismissing. Okay, perfect. So we're going to accept all. And we're going to go back to Xcode. This is just amazing. Look at the preview. So we're going to go ahead and run the app and see how it looks. Build succeeded, which is reassuring. Wait for the simulator. Phenomenal. I love it. So here we can add an attendee, say Amir. Annual salary is hypothetically $999,000. Add. We're going to add, say, John with a salary of $50,000. We're going to start the meeting so we can see in real time how much our meeting is going to cost. Okay, so we're going to pause and we're going to stop and go back to Windsurf to do a little bit of polishing. Perfect. So next we're going to add an attendee sheet. We're going to ask Claude to create an AddAttendee view sheet with text fields for name and salary, save and cancel buttons, and validate that salary is more than 0 and dismiss on save. So we're going to go. It'll create an AddAttendee view component for us, a refactor content view to use it. So this is our AddAttendee view sheet. Okay, it's still doing its thing in the background. Means that there is still some stuff that needs to be done. Wonderful. So we're going to accept. We're going to go back to Xcode. Okay, so we're going to run the app again. We're going to add an attendee, say Amir 99999, and start the meeting just on my own, hypothetically. Add another attending, add you with a salary of $2 million. See if I count the zeros right. Yes, we save, and as you can see, the meeting cost updates in real time. It's a nice clean form with proper dismiss environment, and we can add people live, and the total cost adjusts automatically. Perfect. So we're going to stop and go back to Windsurf to add a little bit of more polishing. Amazing, you made it so far. So we're going to add some minor polishing and add some fun details. So we're going to ask Claude to style the cost display in a large mono-spaced font that animates smoothly when updated. Also add a background color that changes slightly with cost, that is green to yellow to red as it increases. Use animation that is in out value total cost. So this is actually what makes our app pop. As the meeting gets pricier, there's a visual guild that can be noticed in the app. It gets from green to yellow to red. Means that it's time to end the meeting. Okay, so it's modifying our content view. Quickly look at it. Yeah, so this is where the color thing, the background thing comes in. It creates a low threshold, has 50 and high threshold as 200, and as it progresses towards 200 it changes the color. So we're going to accept it. We're going to go back to Xcode, run the app again. Okay, perfect. So we're going to add another attendee, say Tom, with $9 million, $900,000 salary. Start the meeting with Tom, and we're going to add another me with $1 million salary. Hope so. Then we're gonna watch it. Then add the CEO with, say, $9 million salary. And as you can see, the color is changing slightly from green to yellow. Let's add the fourth attendee as president, who is earning, say, $50 million. Every second he's in the meeting, it's gonna cost too much. So you can see this background color changing. Yes. Yeah, so this is basically what we intended. Amazing. So last but not least, we're gonna make a tiny change at the very end to make the attendees persist. So we're gonna introduce persistence into our app, and that means that our list of attendees will be remembered every time we relaunch the app. So as you noticed, whenever I launch the app, all our list of attendees is empty. So we're gonna change it so that when we add some people to our list, it's gonna remember that list, and that's called persistence. So we're gonna go to Windsurf again, and we're gonna say add UserDefaults persistence to save attendees array between launches using JSON encoding, since attendee is codable. And remember, we explained what codable is. So we're gonna tap enter. It says I'll add UserDefaults persistence to the MeetingViewModel to save and load attendees automatically. So as you can see, it is adding a save attendees function, and it's introducing persistence here as a JSON encoder. Perfect. So we're gonna go back to our app, to Xcode, run the app again. All right. So I will add Amir, a salary of, say, $77 million, and can add CEO with $9 million, and we're gonna just run a quick meeting and see how much it costs. Okay, so we met for 3 seconds, just cost $8. So we're gonna stop just to make sure it's being persisted, it's being saved to the app. Yes, that's exactly what we intended. So Amir and the CEO have been added with the salaries of $7 million per year and $9 million per year. And as you can see, it also calculates the cost of a meeting with each of them per second. So it's 97 cents per second for me and $1.25 for the CEO. And this way, when you relaunch the app, you don't have to re-add your attendees again. So as a recap, we will run our app for the last time and add a third attendee called Mary, for example, the salary of $100 million, hypothetically. We start the meeting. Wow, after a couple seconds, it already cost us $100. Maybe we should end this meeting as soon as possible. So we basically have real-time updates with timer, SwiftUI data flow, add published to add state object, clean UI plus animation plus persistence, and all scaffolded by AI, Windsurf plus Cloud Sonnet 4.5 in just around 20 minutes. Good job, everyone. This app is a perfect example of how AI multiplies human insight. The math is easy. What's valuable is the idea, making costs visible. Imagine embedding this app into your company's meeting room iPad. That's instant accountability. If you build this app, tag me. I want to see how you build it. Like the video and subscribe for the next one. Thank you so much for watching again. I'll see you in the next video.